Hey yo, what's up, Illuminati Madden League? Bradley here. We are diving into another Illuminati Weekly. We've got a lot on the books to discuss right now. First of all, before we really dive into anything, I want to take a moment and just kind of apologize to the league. I want to apologize to the league because it's been a while since we put out. It feels like it's been a while since we put out an Illuminati Weekly. Technically speaking, the last Illuminati Weekly we put out was the weekend before the bowl. It was actually it was the beginning of the week before the Super Bowl. It was beginning of the week before the Super Bowl, or it might have been middle of the week. I don't really remember. I know we had the bowl coming up, and we were anticipating a lot of media on the week on like during the time around the bowl. So we pushed out the Illuminati Weekly early, and then when that weekend came around before the bowl, it had to have been like beginning of the week before the bowl. But when that the weekend before the bowl, because our bowl was on a Wednesday, the weekend before the bowl, in the place of what would have been Illuminati Weekly, we dropped Super Bowl interviews for both Super Bowl contenders, and we also dropped a Super Bowl preview show. So while in theory those shows were not titled Illuminati Weekly, technically they were Illuminati Weekly. Was focused all in on breaking down the Super Bowl, and then we also did the interviews. So good stuff. Yeah, and then we were going to do an Illuminati Weekly over this past weekend, but Aaron and Evo dropped their first Illuminati Insight, and we want to give time for that show to breathe. So, and if you did not, if you listen, all right, listen, Linda. If you have not seen the Illuminati Insight, you've missed one of the most amazing CFM shows I've ever seen. Evo and Aaron did a phenomenal job breaking down, kind of, in their opinion, the six most improved teams over the offseason. We're going to talk about one of those teams in particular, right? We're going to look at it. We're going to look at them. Before we get into that, though, we have a lot on the books that we should be discussing today. We're probably not going to get a touch on everything, but we're going to touch on like kind of the main things that stick out to me. Like, I'm going to apologize in advance because I know there's going to be so much crap that I'm not going to be able to cover. But the first thing that we have to do is take a moment and just say hats off to H Coke. H Coke went into the playoffs, or inaugural playoff run, as this underdog that nobody took serious. Nobody knew what he brought to the table. Nobody knew who he was. He hadn't earned anybody's respect. He was a team that flew under the radar. Like, he didn't make a lot of noise through the regular season. I don't even know if he had one game of the week through the regular season. Like, beginning the playoffs, nobody took him serious. Nobody before beginning the playoffs would have said, okay, H Coke is who I'm going with to win it all. But every step of the way, lined up against better teams, he won. On paper, the Panthers, I don't believe, were the better team in any of the games. But every team that he lined up with, he knocked them down. Every team he lined up with, he knocked them down. And he made it all the way to the Super Bowl, where he squared off against Luar and his super team in the Bills. And H Coke pulled it out. Anytime you have a big game like that, a bowl game like that, like you hope it's a close game. You hope it's one that goes down to the wire. And it was an absolutely incredibly competitive game. So I was super proud of the performance by both guys. We had Snipes and Nick Manzesko running commentary on it. The Super Bowl was 5-star. I could not be any more pleased. I could not be any more proud. Both of those guys represented the league incredibly. It was a pleasure working with both of them through the process. I was able to easily schedule interviews with both of them, and both of them were engaged in the process. They made everything, every step of the way, easy. They made scheduling those interviews that was super easy. They made coordinating their schedules with Snipes and Manzesko super easy. Sometimes that crap can be problematic, right? Sometimes that crap can be problematic. There's this, like, we are a content focused league, and like the guys in our league, like the majority of them are in other leagues, and most leagues, like, it's not as involved as it is here. It's not as involved as it is here. They don't ask owners to do what we ask them to do. Like you try and tell people, okay, we've got Snipes and Nick Menzesko lined up to run commentary for your Super Bowl. You need to, we got like this time frame when we can make the bowl work, so let's make it work. And you tell them that like a week or two in advance, and there's always that guy that's like, oh, that's not gonna work for me. Sorry. Like, why are you even here? Right? Why are you even here? Like if your response to me saying we got Snipes and Nick Menzesko lined up to run the bowl, and it's going to be, we got this window of time. We've got this window of time a week or so from now, and your immediate response is, yeah, it's not going to work for me. Like, just leave. Just leave. I don't want to work with you. Like, go and enjoy your games that all you do is show up and play your games. Like, go and enjoy that. Go and enjoy that. I got like 30 guys on the waiting list right now, so bye. Go. Luar and H. Coke were incredible to work with through everything. It was a pleasure working with them. They represented the league amazingly. Very, very memorable game. Nothing but overwhelmingly positive feedback from the night of the Super Bowl. I'm very proud of our league, the way we showed up, the way we represented, the way we handled it all. Like, you guys were amazing. You guys killed it. Good job. Thank you. I love you. You guys are amazing. Now let's do it again. And not only let's do it again, but let's raise the bar and go even higher. I don't know if you guys caught it, but I don't know if anyone kind of caught it, but through the course of the inaugural season, there was a song that I played in the background of a ton of content. And that song, if you listen to the lyrics, I feel like the lyrics of that song were kind of like my anthem as I approached the inaugural season. It was about kind of proving ourselves pretty much. That was kind of the heartbeat of it. And if you go and watch the playoff content, the song in the background, it changes. I began using a different kind of background song for it, and the chorus of the song speaks of rising up. And now you reference our league Twitter. Every time we advance to a new week, we put out the schedule graphic. And if you look at the schedule graphic for like season 2 compared to season 1, season one, we basically like spammed the league's like Discord URL. Season 2, we've shifted the schedule graphic from like spamming the league's URL. It's still there at the bottom, but we've shifted to like the thing that we spam in the schedule graphic to being rise up. If I was to say anything to all of our owners as we approach season 2, as we dive into the heart of season 2, it's rise up. Like, we had an amazing first run in season 1. Now let's go higher. Let's go deeper. Let's rise up and make this more. And like, we say that as like an anthem. Like, that may sound dumb to some, whatever. I don't care. But when I look at the league, that's exactly what's happening. Like, season 1 was amazing, right? We worked our butt off and we put out an incredible body of work. And now here we are in season 2. And I look around at what people are doing in the league, and like, it's not just words that like I'm slapping on that we're like slapping on a post. Like, our league is rising up. We are stepping up. We are going higher. We are going stronger. We've got multiple new shows in the works. And like, that's not coming from me saying, hey guys, we need these shows. Like, there was a show that I was pushing hard, involved a couple guys, and it did, like, I kind of pushed it. They're kind of like, I didn't feel like they were all on board. So I was like, whatever. And I kind of like backed off from that. Like, if it happens, it happens. But in the aftermath of kind of backing off from that, there's like 4 other guys that have approached me like, hey, Brad, let's do this thing. And now we've got like 2 other shows in the works. Like Evo and Aaron, they launched Illuminati Insight. amazing. If you didn't watch it, like, you missed it. Like, you can still go watch it because it's on Evo's YouTube, but go watch it. Probably one of the best CFM shows I've ever seen. And now we also got Daring and Jordan preparing to launch a show of their own. So, and on top of that, we got Steady doing his thing over on Twitter with his weekly Steady picks. If you're not paying attention to that, right? If you're not paying attention to league Twitter, like, why are you in the league? Like, if you're not paying attention to what the league's doing on Twitter, like, you should just leave the league and, like, we'll bring someone in on the waiting list. Because if you're not paying attention to what the league is doing on Twitter, that tells me that you're here to just kind of play games. And, like, I don't want guys that are just here to kind of play games. I want guys that are going to be engaged in the content and kind of helping us paint this beautiful Mona Lisa, right? So, like, if you're not going to help me paint Mona Lisa or appreciate Mona Lisa, leave. I don't want you. We got, like, 30 guys on the waiting list. But yeah, we got Steady doing that. Steady is doing an absolutely amazing job. Steady is, in my opinion, the greatest troll to ever troll. Like, almost every time this guy speaks, there's layers of troll, like, in the mix of his words that, like, a true troll will appreciate. Because if I'm honest, like, I shouldn't be a commissioner. I'm just like, I'm an internet troll. I'm an internet troll that has a nice computer, and, like, I can film this video and hit send to YouTube. So yeah, I'm an internet troll who appreciates internet trolls. And Steady, you are an amazing internet troll. I love you. Keep doing what you're doing. Yeah, so we got guys stepping up all across the board. We've got multiple guys writing articles. Listen. We got a channel full of, like, just article writers, and I could tag all of our guys writing articles right now and be like, yo, I need 5 articles done in 24 hours. Can we get this done? And they'd have them all there for me. Like, I have blind confidence in our article team, and not only our article team, but we get our graphics team. Oh my god. We are incredibly blessed. Yeah, I listen. It is what time I've been recording now for like 12 minutes, and, like, all I'm doing is just talking about how amazing our league is, how amazing you guys are. Thank you. I love you guys. Let's rise up. We can do more. We're capable of doing more. Let's do more. Let's rise up. All right. So we talked about the Super Bowl, right? We didn't really talk about it. I just kind of said, yo, it was amazing. So we talked about that. My plan was to really kind of, on this, like, first show here, first show here diving into the new season, was really break down a lot of the off-season moves. But episode 1 of the Illuminati Insight, Aaron and Evo kind of, like, picked their, like, top 6 most improved teams from the offseason. They both picked 3 each, and then they ranked them. So they did an amazing job at that. So I don't think I need to do a deep dive into the offseason, but I think there is one team, right? One team that we probably should look at. We're going to look at. All right. All right, give me a second. Okay. So what we have to look at. Let's take a moment and look at what the heck? Give me a second. Bloop, bloop, bloop. All right, there we go. So we're going to take a moment, and we are going to look at the Arizona Cardinals, right? Because the Arizona Cardinals did a thing. What did they do? They traded Kyler Murray. They traded Kyler Murray for a crap ton of crap. So the Cardinals send Kyler Murray. All right. Now let's see what the Cardinals receive for Kyler Murray. They receive we are going to call this a year 1, second. Actually, 2 year ones. I can say year one first. All right, hang on. They receive a year one first, a year one second, a year one second. So they receive a first, 2 seconds. They receive wide receiver Chris Godwin, 92 overall X Factor. They receive defensive tackle Vita Vey, 90 overall X Factor. They receive left tackle Tristan Wirfs, 96 overall, and he's superstar. That's a lot. So they send out Kyler Murray, and in response to sending out Kyler Murray, they get a first, they get 2 second-round picks, they get Chris Godwin, they get Vita Vey, and they get Tristan Wirfs. But it does not stop there. Why? Because Chris Godwin here, they flip him. Tristan Wirfs here, they flip him. So let's look at the trades where they flip him. So Tristan Wirfs, right? For Tristan Wirfs, they receive, this would be a year 2 first and a year 2 second. So year 2 first, year 2 second. Year 2 second, and they also get cornerback Michael. I'm not even going to try and pronounce that. Michael something. 73 overall. Star Dev. 25 years old. And they also receive another left tackle Braxton Jones, 79 overall, normal dev, 24 years old. So they flip Tristan Wirfs for that, and then they flip Chris Godwin. And for Chris Godwin, they receive right outside linebacker Boye Mafi. I don't know if that's pronounced right. Whatever. 71 overall. Star Dev. 24 years old. And now the real kicker they get here for Godwin, they also get halfback Derek Brewer, 75 overall, superstar, 22 Madden generated rookie. So let's pull this guy up. 91 speed, 92 acceleration. Well, that's not too exciting there. Change in direction is only 77. This is my first time looking at the guy. Carrying's a 92. Let's see. Trucking 83. Okay, stats across the board. Let's see. Okay, acceleration 92, agility 86, strength 84. Can he catch? Let's see. 61. Oh, 61 catching. He's a superstar. He's a superstar running back. He'll develop. So all in all though, everything. Let's see. Okay. So, all in all, the Cardinals trade Kyler Murray, right? They trade Kyler Murray, and for Kyler Murray, they get 2 first-round draft picks. They get 3 second-round draft picks. They get Vita Vea. They get a young corner. They get a young left tackle. They get a young right outside linebacker. And they get a superstar. They get a superstar 75 overall halfback. Absolutely killer deal. Absolutely killer deal. I know this trade, like, I feel like this trade has gotten some heat, and like I totally understand that heat. I think probably the thing that our trade committee in our league has kind of valued the most in the mix of everything is elite level quarterbacks, right? Like, I have Joe Burrow and was offered like 4 first round draft picks, Desmond Ridder, and some other young players for Joe Burrow. The trade committee flat out said no to that. And they're like, no, you're not trading Joe Burrow. In their defense, they saved me because, like, at this point, like, I would not trade Joe Burrow for anything, right? But yeah, it definitely is a lot. But I mean, quarterback, hands down, is the most important position in the game, right? It's the most important position in the game, and like, it's everything, right? Guys who don't have like their solution at quarterback, like, pretty much everybody that doesn't have their solution at quarterback is desperate to have their solution at quarterback. Our Cardinals owner, Daring, he pulled in that massive haul, and then he ended up trading to bring in a rookie quarterback. And the rookie quarterback's not good. Dude's like 63 overall. He's got really good throw power, 97 throw power. But like, dude's just got an arm, and like every game, like, dude, like, Daring's basically complaining about this quarterback. Like, oh, my quarterback's so bad. Yeah, he's a 63 overall quarterback. You had Kyler Murray, right? Now you don't got Kyler Murray, and another guy's got Kyler Murray, and he's enjoying the fruit of it. So enjoy all the other crap that you got in the mix of it, I guess, right? But yeah. My personal take on the trade, my personal take on this Kyler Murray trade here is BK, right? The guy that initiated all of this madness, our Buccaneers owner, like, he went to Daring and like right up with that offered him that massive deal. He went to Daring, offered him the massive deal, and he seems very content, very happy with the deal, and I think BKO is going to be here through the course of everything. He's one of the core members of our community, great guy. So, like, I mean, let the guy do what he wants with his team, right? Like, he did give up way too much, but I mean, anything less, like, I don't know if Daring pulls the trade. Like, guys who are sitting on those elite level quarterbacks, like, you offer them an insane amount of crap, and like, are they going to take it? Like, BK offered me all the crap that he offered Daring for. If he offered me that for Joe Burrow, I'd say no. I'm hanging on to Burrow. And the Chargers owner at the time was offered the same deal for Justin Herbert, and he said no. Like, is a high tier quarterback worth all that? And then you could also raise the question, well, is Kyler Murray a high tier quarterback? I mean, it's debatable, but I can tell you what Kyler Murray is not. Kyler Murray's not a 63 overall rookie quarterback like Daring's rolling with, right? You get guys like there are guys in the league, like it makes a difference. Your quarterback, for example, our Seahawks owner. I believe if our Seahawks owner had a legitimate team, he could potentially be a 1 seed tier owner, but he's not. he's not a threat to kind of win the 1 seed. He's going to struggle to make playoffs if he makes playoffs, and the reason why he's going to struggle is his quarterback. I watched his week 1 game. I forget who he was playing. I think he was playing Frank, the Rams owner. I might be mistaken on that, but I believe he was playing the Rams owner, and his quarterback showed. Like, he's rolling with the rookie quarterback, and it showed. Quarterback is undisputed the most important position in the game. So, yeah. Hopefully Darian can survive his quarterback woes. I believe he's floated the ideal of, I'm a tank and you draft me my quarterback at number 1 overall. I don't know how much that's really, like, a rookie quarterback drafted at number 1 overall. Like, if you got like the number 1 quarterback, the number 1 rookie quarterback, like, it's not going to fix everything. You're not going to have elite quarterback play because dude still has to develop, right? Dude has to develop. Undeveloped quarterback's not going to perform like a developed quarterback, right? Kyler Murray is developed. Arguably. Some people would say he's not, but you'll be able to tell a massive difference between using Kyler Murray and a rookie quarterback. There are other people, though. The news of the Kyler trade has broken into the servers of other leagues. Other leagues have discussed the Kyler trade in their server, and but we're going to save that for the end of the show. We're going to save that for the end of the show. Let's take a moment, right? I want to take a moment and kind of look at where things currently stand in the league, right? Currently, we are in week number 3 of season number 2. At the time of this recording, it is right now, looking down at the clock right now, it is 7:43 p.m. Eastern time. 7:43 p.m. Eastern time. Advance to week number 4 will be about 9:30. If the last games kick off on time, it'll be about 9:30 p.m. Eastern time when we hit week number 4. I think this should be up by then. If not, it'll be up pretty close to then. But yeah. Looking at the divisions, I mean, it's only week 3. Everything is close. Looking at things, probably the main things that jump out to me, right? The main things that jump out to me, 1, our Rams owner. We had a new Rams owner kind of take over the Rams at the end of the season. Last season, the Rams were one of the worst teams in the league. Like, I think when our new Rams owner, Frank, took over the team, I think they had like 2 wins. And then he ended up winning the last 2 games of the season. So he won his first 2 games of the season, right? And now he started the league 3-0. He started this new season 3-0. So his league record is currently 5-0. League record is currently 5-0. I'm going to make a prediction right now. The NFC Championship game for season number 2 will feature Frank. Frank will be in the NFC Championship game. Frank, mark it down right now. Frank will be in the NFC Championship game as a 1 seed. Now, opposite of Frank in the NFC Championship, potentially maybe coming in as the 2 seed. Coming in as the 2 seed, I think is going to be H-Coke. I think our NFC Championship game, I'm going to call it right now, for season number 2 will be Frank coming in as a 1 seed and our reigning defending World Super Bowl champion of the world, H-Coke, coming in as a 2 seed. Now, is that an insult for me to say that H-Coke's going to come in as a 2 seed over Frank as a 1 seed, the unproven Frank? I mean, you might take it as that, but it's not really meant as that. And how good is H-Coke? Like, H-Coke won the bowl, but how good is H-Coke? Like, do we think H-Coke can do it again? I don't know. I don't know. I'm not trying to, like, throw shade his way, but, I mean, I don't know if he can repeat. Like, I hope he does. Like, there's just something. There's just something about H Coke. Like I can't put my thumb on it, right? I can't put my thumb on it, but there's just something about H Coke. Like I don't know. Like I can't say I'm really bought in. Like I don't know. Like and like I feel like I should be bought in because like he's only like the games he's lost. I think it's been by like less than 10 points that he's lost. Like I feel like I should be like all on board the H Coke train. But like when I watch H Coke play, like he just doesn't dominate his opponents, right? Like he doesn't like I just don't see like pure domination, you know? Like I don't know. I don't know. Like and like I feel like saying this and like acknowledging this and like saying like I'm not bought into H Coke, right? I feel like that's a massive shot. But like at the same time I don't feel like I'm taking a shot because like I just can't put my thumb on it. There's just something. There's just something about H Coke. I don't know, man. I don't know. Like he's good. He's really good. Like he's really, really good. Like he makes guys that are good look not good. That's how good he is. But he ain't Frank. He ain't Frank. I'm taking Frank. Frank's going to be the 1 seed in the NFC Championship game. H Coke's going to be the 2 seed in the NFC Championship game. Now, if they match up, Frank 1 seed, H Coke 2 seed. I mean, H Coke's just got like I can't put my thumb on it, right? Like I'm just not like really bought into H Coke. But when push comes to shove, like there's just something magical about H Coke. So like H Coke might not roll into there as the 1 seed, but H Coke like lines up with Frank a 1 seed, 2 seed type thing. Like we would have to break things down and really look at things before I could get my definitive answer on who I would be taking in that. But maybe I'd go H Coke. Maybe I'd go Frank. I don't really know. Looking at the AFC side of things. Looking at the AFC side of things, I don't know, man. Like, who do I think is going to make the bowl for the AFC? For the AFC, to me, there's only one clear choice. I think Luar is going to climb his way back to the bowl. I think Luar will be in the Super Bowl again in season 2. Who will he be playing? Who will Luar be playing in the AFC Championship? I don't know. It doesn't matter. Or Luar's going to the bowl again. So I mean that's just what it is. Luar for AFC Super Bowl season 2. That's my pick. Who he's going to be playing, either Frank or H Coke. I don't know. A lot of people listen. We're kind of breaking down the AFC. We got to take a moment, like steady. Like I praised you, right? I praised you for what you're doing over on Twitter, right, and your takes. But before we really dove into this, but like we're kind of breaking things down right now, and like you were supposedly, right, like you're supposed to be this like god tier Madden player, and now here we are, season 2, clean slate, and like the domination that was kind of praised, like I'm not seeing. Like, maybe I'm just not paying attention. I got Neon Sports up here. I closed it on OBS, so it's not popping up on the screen, but I got it opened on another monitor here. Let me look at some things. All right, so week 1, you beat Luar. So good freaking crap. That's good. Week number... All right, let's talk about your 2 wins before we talk about your loss. So week number 1, you beat Luar 38-28. That's a huge freaking win. Can't throw no shade on that. Week number 3, you beat the new Chargers owner in Fun Guy. You beat him 35-28. A lot of people don't know Fun Guy, right? But Fun Guy, a win over Fun Guy is a very meaningful win. Fun Guy is a bowl winner in other leagues. And I've been playing Madden with Fun Guy for like 10 years, right? So this is 35-28. I would count that as a legitimate win. So like you've got 2 legitimate wins. However, your loss week number 2 was against Jumper, and you lost 14-37. So not only did Jumper beat you, but Jumper smacks you, right? Like Jumper did a number on you. Steady, right? Like that's not what I expected, right? Like you come into this new season with a clean slate, and like the results are purely what you paint. And this wasn't a good picture to paint, my guy. But you got a good win over Fungi, and you got a good win over Luar. So 2 out of 3 is not bad, right? Right? Yeah. I don't know. I still got Luar going to the Super Bowl for the AFC. NFC, I don't know. NFC Championship game, I'm leaning towards Frank and also H Goat. So now, we kicked a guy yesterday. We're going to talk about it. I wasn't going to talk about it. I was going to let the guy go out quietly. We weren't going to say anything. We were going to drive up any media story about it. We were just going to cut our ties and move on. However, I was sent screenshots from the FML chat, from the Fearless Madden League chat, right? So let's kind of zoom this up real quick. Where is it at? This guy right here, Jay Dizzle. Jay Dizzle was our Colts owner. He no longer is. He's no longer in the league. He got booted. And let me scroll down so we can shrink this again. Boom, boom, boom. So, I was going to let Jay Dizzle go out quietly, and we weren't going to drive up no content about it, but here Jay Dizzle is running his mouth, and some of the crap he says here was just, it's a lie. Jay Dizzle, you're a liar. Jay Dizzle, you are a stone cold liar. The crap you say in this, there's no way you really think that this is what things are, because if this is what you think, if you legitimately believe what you're saying here to be true, then you're paying absolutely no attention to anything. You're just in your own little world, which wouldn't surprise me. But before we go into this and kind of exposing the lies of Jay Dizzle here and talking about everything that is said here in this box of text here, I want to talk a little bit about my experience with Jay Dizzle, right? Before we go into anything. Jay Dizzle, when you left the league, I counted it as a massive addition by subtraction. There is a kind of clip floating around of Malibu, the commissioner of FML, which is kind of the second to, there's a comment from him, second to bottom there. From Malibu. There's a comment there, second to bottom from Malibu, right there. But there's also kind of a clip floating around of Malibu. He's on one freight trains Madden radio show, and the subject was a member that was in FML and then also in some other leagues, and Malibu's on record saying you can keep him, we don't want him, or something like that. Well, Malibu, I'm going to reiterate those same words to you about Jay Dizzle. You can keep him, I don't want him, right? Listen, this guy Jay Dizzle, okay, anytime things are not perfectly accommodated to what he wants, he throws a massive fit like a child. So I believe it was the AFC Championship game. He was lined up with Luar. and Luar's Bills. Luar had I think it was a 3-score lead, and it's late in the third, early in the fourth or something, and he starts chewing clock. Our league has no rules on chewing clock. And then this dude just pauses the game and just goes on this massive tirade, causing massive drama about him chewing the clock, right? And just throwing a big fit about it like a little child. Listen, Jay Dizzle, I don't know if you've read the rules, but there's nothing in the rules at all about chewing clock. There's nothing in the rules about chewing clock. You don't get to make up rules of your own on the fly. And listen, I think chew clock rules are the dumbest rules in the world. The way guys want to manage the clock, let them manage the clock how they want to manage the clock. And if someone's chewing clock on you and you're throwing a fit about it, just shut up and play the game. If you lose because of someone else's clock management, you suck. That's all there is to it. And newsflash, Jay Dizzle, it didn't freaking matter. The game was over. You lost. Not only that, but literally anytime something did not go right for Jay Dizzle, dude throws this massive fit. And literally, I'm going to read you guys. I wish I meant to have it kind of prepared up, but I don't. But I am going to read you guys a message that I sent Jay Dizzle the day before he left the league. Where is it at? Let me see. Let me find it real quick. Give me a second. Okay, so the day before he leaves, before he didn't leave the league, before I removed him from the league, he was complaining about a game with our Steelers owner. And like I'm responding, I'm basically telling him I'll look into it. And then I go on to say, this is what I go on to say. One thing I will say is it feels like a trend to me of you crying foul in games. I will look into the game footage. There were complaints on him very early on. They were addressed, and he responded very well to early concerns. So the day before he leaves, and before I remove him, after throwing like a massive fit, I basically say to him, yo, man, it feels like a trend, you crying foul at like games against other people. Fast forward to the very next day, he's playing BKO, our Tampa Bay owner, who is one of the best users in the league, and he gets whipped. He gets whipped up on. I don't even remember what the heck he was whining about this game. He's whining about something. He had multiple complaints, but like the main thing I remember is I think he was like upset about BKO motioning players. Our rules on motioning players is basically once a player motions, like you can only motion one player, and you can't hike the ball while you got a guy in motion unless the play is designed that way. Like it's pretty straightforward, like nothing crazy. And he's just like raging at guys like motioning guys, right? Like he's throwing a massive fit like a little child because people are motioning people, and then he also throws a fit because he hot routes the running back on a play action play. Two things that are like nothing against in the rules, and like he's just throwing this like massive rage fit about it. And BK then responds, well, I mean, if we're going to do this, okay, let's do this, and drops a timestamp and clips of Jay Dizzle actually breaking legitimate rules. And I respond to this by basically saying, yo, Jay Dizzle, this is your one warning on this rule thing here, blah, 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 blah. Another violation will be suspension of players. And then Jay Dizzle like laughs at it, and he's like, well, I did it because he motioned this guy here, and I'm going to do it every time or something. Like, that's not verbatim what he said, but he acknowledged that he broke the rules and said that he did what he did because the guy was motioning. And let's back up a little bit. So the timestamp of what was dropped and the clip of what was dropped, in our rules, it states you can only pre-snap on defense, you can only move one defender. And when you move that one defender, that has to become your user for that play, right? So BK, our Buccaneers owner, then drops a clip of Jay Dizzle motioning, like moving multiple people pre-snap. And Jay Dizzle says, I did it because he was motioning, and I'm going to do that every time someone motions. Basically, that's what he said. I'm sorry, Jay Dizzle, but you don't get to make up your own rules to a league. Like, when you join the league, you agreed to the rules. And if you don't like the rules, you can leave, but you didn't get the opportunity to leave because I removed you. I forget the rest of the crap that was said, but he basically continued to go on a tirade like a child, took shots at the league, and I then removed him. So addition by subtraction, I'm very thankful I no longer have to deal with his drama, his constant drama. Legitimately, like I could look to see who he was playing, and if it was someone good, like he's going to have something to complain about, right? Like literally, like before he played Young Swagger, like I said to myself before the game, yeah, this is going to be drama. And then before he played BKO, I said to myself, this is going to be drama. So, like you can just count on it. Jay Dizzle throwing to fit like a child. But let's go ahead and look at kind of this chat log from FML and break it down. So apparently they're talking about the Kyler deal, right? So Kyler for all of that, question mark, am I missing something? This guy here, or that's what Rondo says. Gabe says, Kyler isn't even that good. I agree. Rondo, that's the downgraded Kyler from the updates too. Some guy named Witness says crack. And then Jay Dizzle says, it's a crap show. The head admin quit after stat padding and losing 70-20. Got a new team after that and is now doing this. And he's a legitimate 14-year-old, literally. So none of what Jay Dizzle said there was true. We're going to break it down. Rondo says, Packers question mark. Jay Dizzle says, yep. Rondo says, he was head admin. Jay Dizzle says, yep. No, he's not, but we'll go into it. Rondo says D. Jay Dizzle says is a head admin, not past tense, still is. No. But after doing some of the worst rule breaking I've seen in a league, now is doing this. Rob says, what you going to do about this though? Jay Dizzle says, I feel bad for Brad. Dude puts hours every day into the league just for this to happen and doesn't even know how bad it is. Jay Dizzle says, leave. So it looks like all of this is back on the 10th. So Jay Dizzle responds saying he's going to leave the league. Jay Dizzle didn't leave the league. I removed Jay Dizzle from the league. I took the option for Jay Dizzle to leave away from him, and I removed him. Malibu says, what league? Rob says, sounds like a solution to the problem in regards to him saying leave. Jay Dizzle says, Illuminati Madden League, the greatest league of all times. Malibu drops a bunch of laughing emojis. Jay Dizzle then says, I would have already if I wasn't wrecking the whole league each season. I'm trying to cash in. Trying to cash in. That's funny. I heard a story, Jay Dizzle, about a money league. I mean, we're not a money league here. We're not a money league in Illuminati. You guys don't get a cash in, right? But I did hear a story about a money league that you were commissioner of. But I mean, that's a story for another time. Let's see. Okay, so let's jump up to this comment here. Scrap show. Head admin quit after stat padding and losing 70-20. So he's calling Daring head admin. Daring's not head admin. Daring is a council member that votes on trades. That's it. So I don't know where you get this notion of like head admin from. Like that's never been the case. I don't think Daring has ever had rights on the console to do anything. All Daring can do on the server is other than like vote on trades is mute people. Head admin, like that's a lie. Jay Dizzle, this is a lie. You're lying, Jay Dizzle. This is false. Jay Dizzle, you are a liar. There's no way that you can misinterpret. There's no way you can misinterpret Daring as a head admin. I don't even think Daring has ever even put out an announcement in the league. Quits after, but let's talk about the rest of this. The head admin quit after stat padding and losing 70-20. So first of all, the game I'm referring to here, Daring was on the losing end, right? Daring was on the losing end of a game where the Jets put up 70 points on them. I forget how much Daring put up, wasn't that much. But there were shenanigans in that game, and those shenanigans were answered. The league staff handed out punishments to the parties involved. One of the parties ended up just completely leaving the league and is no longer in the league. As for Daring, he took accountability over the mistakes that he made, and shortly thereafter that issue, he did step away from the league and had nothing to do with that. It had things to do with personal matters on his end that none of your business. Personal matters were resolved, and he was able to return to the league far quicker than he expected. Had nothing to do with this situation that you're trying to allude to here. There were issues, and they were handled, and he responded very mature. Daring is a bit on the younger side. There are a couple owners in our league that are a bit on the younger side. While they are a bit on the younger side, they are mature beyond their years. And the maturity that they have exhibited is far more than the maturity that I have seen from you. I would much rather deal with Daring and the other young guys we have in a league than someone who's going to throw a fit every time the game does not go exactly how they want. All right, what else do we have? He's head admin. Yep, no. All right. Is head admin. Not past tense. Like he's really selling. He's really selling. It's not true. Yeah. This gets me. He says that Rob asks what's he going to do about this, and Jay Dizzle responds, leave. Jay Dizzle, you didn't leave the league. I removed you. You were booted for being toxic, for being a toxic child crybaby every time the game doesn't go your way, and then not handling things well whenever things don't go your way, right? Whatever. Probably like what does this mean? What is this supposed to mean? Malibu asks what league, and Jay Dizzle says Illuminati Madden League, all capital letters, the greatest league of all times. And Malibu drops a bunch of laughing emojis. We have had an incredibly successful run in our first season, and we've been incredibly successful so far in this second season. I don't think we've ever once claimed to be the best league ever. I do feel like the body of work we're putting out is hard to compete with. Kind of though in a way by posting this, right? Like Illuminati Madden League, the greatest league ever, greatest league of all time. Like I mean, you're kind of just affirming it, right? In Malibu right over here, just like dropping these laughing emojis. Like, what are you laughing at, Malibu? What are you laughing at? And then like I look at like the people that are here in this chat. Two of the people in this chat would be two of the people in this chat log here. There are 6 people chatting here in this. 2 of them are banned on our server, both for the same reason, being toxic children that are just bad community members. Another 2 of them would not be welcome back if they came back, because early on when we were launching, they were a part of the league, and then they just ghosted and left without an explanation. Like, whatever, like, fine, whatever, like, you're not getting a spot. Like, you would not be welcome back. So 2 of the 6 are banned for being toxic, and another 2 of the 6 would be guys who would not be welcome back. So 6 people chatting, 4 out of the 6 are basically like dead to me. So like, I mean, like why do I even care? Like, you guys can like sit over in your corner and like do whatever you want. Like, I don't freaking care. But like, Illuminati Madden League, the greatest league of all time. Malibu dropping a bunch of laughing emojis. think there would have been a time, right? Like Malibu basically like laughing at like mockery of the league, right? I think there would have been a time when like that really would have upset me. But like I'm not upset. Like I kind of just feel sorry for the guy. I kind of just feel sorry for the guy. There would have been a time, Fearless Madden League mocking my league. Like there would have been a time I would have been really upset. But is this Fearless? Is this FML? I don't think it is. I don't think it is. I don't think that's FML. I don't think that's Fearless Madden League. Like when I hear the name FML, when I hear the name Fearless Madden League, like the memory of Fearless Madden League was a league that was kind of like this anchor in the CFM community, always on the front line. You know, like they were always on the front line, like superior content above everybody else and an example of like how you should operate things. Is it that anymore? Like is that what Fearless is? Like are they still that? Like they had their Super Bowl, right? They had their Super Bowl like a couple weeks ago, right? And like I didn't even know like the bowl was happening. Like the bowl was done, and like some guys were like, "Yo, did you see so and so won the Fearless Bowl?" And like, what? FML had their bowl? And then another, like the guy I was talking with, right? I don't even remember who it was. They're like, "Yeah, man, like we're just not promoting it right now, but we'll be back. We'll be back." I hope it will be. I hope it will be. Right? Like I hope FML comes back. But I mean, until then, Malibu, I guess I'll go on being the greatest Madden League of all time.